Hi guys! So in this video, we will talk about, finance lease naman. Okay? So finance lease on the point of view, of course, of the lessor pa din. Okay? Because in our first video, tama ba, sa lecture series na to, tapos na tayo kay lessee. Kay lessor na tayo, no? Okay? And in the last video, tapos na rin nating i-discuss yung operating lease sa point of view ni lessor. Okay? Now, before we begin our discussion, see to it, no, na meron mo ng requirement bago natin pwedeng masabi, no, na dapat finance lease accounting ang gamitin ni lessor. At ano nga ulit yun? Well, at least one nung TOMS natin dapat present sa problem. Okay? If wala lahat, no, ng TOMS na yan, automatically, si lessor magiging operating lease accounting lang siya. Clear? Ano nga ulit yung TOMS natin? Letter T is the transfer of ownership. Letter O is the option to purchase. Konting review lang. Tapos na natin itong diniscuss in the last video. Letter M is the material lease term wherein we can say, no, that the lease term is material if it is at least 75% of the useful life of the asset. Okay? Then lastly, letter S is substantial present value, no, of minimum lease payment. We can say that the present value, no, of MLP is substantial if it is at least 90% naman of the fair value of the asset. Okay? So, kahit isa lang sa apat na yan, automatically, no, finance lease accounting na tayo. Okay? Now, see to it that here in finance lease, no, on the point of view of the lessor, meron tayong dalawang klase. Meron tayong tinatawag na direct finance lease, again meron tayong tinatawag na direct finance lease, and then meron din tayong tinatawag na sales type lease. Okay? Now, what's the difference, no, between the two? Well, apparently, kapag sinabi nating direct finance lease, always remember that here, we are actually a financial institution. Again, here sa direct finance lease, we are actually a financial institution. Meaning to say, we are either a bank or, maybe some other, no, financial institution na nagpapautang. Okay? Now, hindi ka ba nagtataka, no, na kapag pumasok ka sa bank, let's say, for example, Metro Bank, nag-o-offer sila ng car loan. Apparently, gumagawa ba ng kotse si Metro Bank? Hindi, tama ba? Ang nangyayari, no, sa direct finance lease is that si Metro Bank bibili ng kotse. Okay? Kapag nag-apply ka ng car loan sa Metro Bank at na-approve yun, Metro Bank will actually buy, the car that you are trying to loan. And then apparently, Metro Bank will list it out to you. Okay? So apparently now here in direct finance lease, the lessor is not, a dealer or a manufacturer of the product itself. Meaning to say, we are only a bank or a financial institution that is hoping, no, to earn, some interest. That is why our income, no, or the income of the lessor under the direct finance list will only be the interest that we can earn from the transaction. Okay? Apparently, syempre, no, pwede rin naman na dumiretso ka kay dealer. Let's say, for example, you want to buy, no, a Ford Everest. Okay? Now, instead of going to the bank, pwede ka rin pumunta sa Ford mismo. And if the Ford company, will list out that Ford Everest to you, take note that that is what we call sales type lease naman. So here, in sales type lease, the lessor is actually a dealer or a manufacturer. Again, it's actually a dealer or manufacturer of the leased asset. Ibig sabihin ngayon, no, under sales type lease, our income will not only be, the interest that we are trying to earn, but also the sales that we can earn or generate from the transaction. Okay? So, hindi lang interest ang kinikita natin kapag sales type lease. Pero kapag direct finance lease, yan lang, interest lang. Okay? Now, hear me out. The first item that you need to know here, no, is how to compute what we call the gross investment. Okay? Now, apparently, napakadali lang niya ni compute. under direct finance lease, no, gross investment is equal to the gross rentals. Again, this is equal, ha, to the gross rentals plus, okay, the residual value or option. Again, plus residual value or option. So, ito na ngayon, no, yung tinatawag natin na gross investment. Under sales type lease, luckily, pareho lang. Okay, under the sales type lease, it's still equal, no, to the gross rentals plus the residual value or option. Okay? Now, apparently, let me discuss to you, no, okay, itong residual value or option na to kasi maraming nagkakamali dito eh. So, lagyan natin, no, ng asterisk. Okay? Now, punta tayo dito sa kabilang side. Dito sa asterisk natin, once again, no, meron tayong TOMS. Okay? Para masabi nating finance lease, dapat i-account ni lessor. Yung lease transaction, once again, dapat present kahit isa lang sa TOMS natin. Okay? Now, hear me out. Kapag letter T ang present sa problem, take note na wala tayong kailangan i-add dito. Okay? Again, if according to the problem, there is transfer of ownership, okay, our gross investment will only be the gross rentals. Wala tayong kailangan i-add. Maliwanag? Now, apparently, if option to purchase ang given sa problem, ang i-add natin dyan is yung option price. Again, ha, ang i-add natin dyan is the option price. Maliwanag? Then apparently, no, if ang given sa problem is either M or S, ang i-add natin dyan is yung residual value naman. And take note, this time, ha, whether, again, this time, whether guaranteed, again, whether guaranteed or unguaranteed. Okay? Now, in lessee accounting, anong naaalala mo sa akin? Okay? Nung tinuro natin, no, yung lessee accounting, we only take into consideration residual value guarantee. Sabi natin, residual value and guaranteed are ignored. This time, ibang usapan kay lessor. Pagdating kay lessor, residual value will be added here, ha, sa computation ng gross investment, whether guaranteed or unguaranteed. Maliwanag? So, hopefully, no, okay na tayo kay gross investment. Okay? Gross rentals, madali lang naman to i-compute eh. How do we compute gross rentals? Well, gross rentals is actually just equal, no, to the annual rentals. Again, this is equal to the annual rentals times, of course, the lease term. Okay? Multiply mo lang, no, yung annual rentals sa lease term and that will be our gross rentals. Okay? Now, before tayo pumunta sa kasunod, take note, no, na minsan, itong annual rentals na to, hindi given sa problem. Again, minsan, no, yung annual rentals hindi given sa problem. If that's the case, kakailanganin pa natin siyang i-compute. So, how do we compute the annual rentals? Okay? We will start with the cost of the asset, okay, or the leased asset. Then, we will deduct from the cost the present value of residual value or option. Again, i-deduct natin dyan, ha, yung present value ng residual value or option para makompute natin yung present value of rentals. Again, para makompute natin yung present value of rentals. Okay? Apparently, after nating makompute yung present value of rentals, i-divide lang natin yan either sa present value of ordinary annuity or sa present value of annuity due factor. Okay? Because apparently, nakadepende pa rin yan. Kailan ba tayo first time na magbabayad or makaka-receive ng bayad? If the first collection is on day 1, take note na annuity due ang gagamitin. But if the first collection of annual rentals will only happen, no, after 1 period, the ordinary annuity ang ating gagamitin. Okay? So after mong dinivide, eto na ngayon, no, yung tinatawag natin na annual rentals. Okay? So, just in case hindi given, at least alam mo na paano siya i-compute. Clear? Okay. Next item na kailangan natin malaman paano i-compute is yung tinatawag naman natin na net investment. Okay? Now, under the direct finance lease, net investment is actually just equal, no, to the cost of the asset. Again, this is equal to the cost of the asset plus the initial direct cost paid by the lessor. Again, plus the initial direct cost paid by the lessor. Okay? Apparently, no, ito yung tinatawag natin, once again, na net investment. Under sales type list, ibang usapan. Because under sales type list, it will now be the present value of rentals. Again, this is equal to the present value of rentals plus, okay, the present value of either option or residual value. In short, under the sales type list, para makompute natin, no, yung ating net investment, take note, no, na kailangan mo lang namang i-present value yung iyong gross investment. So, if ang nakalagay sa gross investment mo is residual value, edi present value ng residual value to. If ang nakalagay is option, option yung in-add mo dito, no, edi option yung ipe-present value mo dito. Maliwanag? Now, it's important to know the net investment because this is what you need to remember. Net investment is actually the initial measurement of lease receivable. Again, the net investment is actually our initial measurement of the lease receivable. Okay? Now, take note. Itong lease receivable na to, okay, it will earn interest. Actually, no, we will account for the same under the effective interest method. Okay? Ibig sabihin ngayon, in computing for the interest income, all we have to do is to multiply the carrying amount at the beginning times, okay, the rate. Once again, no, konting review lang. Ano nga ulit yung rate na ginagamit natin dito? The rate that we are using here, okay, is the implicit rate in the lease known to the lessee. Okay? If that is not given in the problem, ano nga ulit yung pangalawa? Na-discuss na natin to previously. The second one is the incremental borrowing rate of the lessee. Okay? So, apparently, ganun natin i-compute yung interest income. With regard to the carrying amount at the end naman, gamitin na lang natin yung ating SORIA notes so that hindi na tayo mahirapan pa. By now, dapat kabisado mo na yung ating mga SORIA notes. Okay? Now, carrying amount at the end using our SORIA notes is equal to the carrying amount at the beginning times 1 point the effective rate, then minus the collection. Lessor tayo this time. So, meron tayong collection. Okay? So, that is how you will account for the lease receivable. Okay? Now, going back here, the next item that we need to know how to compute is yung tinatawag natin na unearned interest income. Again, meron tayong tinatawag na unearned interest income. Now, unearned interest income, always remember that this is the total interest, okay, to be earned over the lease term. Again ito yung total interest na may earn natin over the lease term. So, how do we compute it? Madali lang naman i-compute, no? Yung unearned interest income. Okay? It will just be equal to our gross investment minus the net investment. Again, it will be equal to our gross investment minus the net investment. So, this is our unearned interest income. Same thing here, no? Gross investment minus the net investment lang naman yan. So, this is our unearned interest income. Okay? Now, apparently, kung napansin mo, same lang yung computation, no? But here's my question. Okay? Ibig bang sabihin kung same yung computation, same na rin yung unearned interest income na makocompute natin dito? The answer is no. Because apparently, even though same sila ng computation, magkaiba sila ng net investment. Well, pareho sila ng gross investment, pero pagdating sa net investment, magkaiba na sila. Maliwanag? So, ibig sabihin, the UII under direct finance lease and sales type lease are not the same. Okay? Now, before ako pumunta sa mga next concepts na gusto kong i-discuss sa inyo, see to it na balikan muna natin yung computation natin dito. Okay? see to it that in determining, again in determining the annual rentals, okay, and in computing the present value factors, okay, yung rate na ginagamit dapat natin dito is the rate before initial direct cost. Again, kapag nagko-compute pa lang tayo ng annual rentals, take note na yung rate na gagamitin natin in computing the present value of ordinary annuity and present value of annuity due should be the rate before initial direct cost. Okay? Now, in computing, okay, the interest income and the carrying amount at the end naman, using the effective interest method, ang rate naman na gagamitin natin dito will be the rate after the initial direct cost na. Because apparently, if i-add natin dito yung initial direct cost, mag-a-adjust talaga yung ating LR. Mag-a-adjust ito So kapag nag-adjust ito, dapat mag-a-adjust din yung ating rate. So that's why the rate that we have to use here is the rate after the initial direct cost. Clear? Now, under sales type list, minsan pinapakompute pa sa atin yung ating sales. So how do we compute sales? Once again, pang sales type list lang to. Under direct finance list, wala tayong ganyan. Maliwanag? Now, how do we compute sales? Depende. Okay? Ano bang meron tayo? Okay? RVG ba? Or RVU? Okay? Now, if RVG tayo, see to it, that sales is equal, again, sales is equal, okay, to the net investment in the list or fair value, again, or fair value, whichever is lower, again, whichever is lower. Okay? Ibig sabihin, i-compare mo lang naman yung net investment na na-compute natin, okay, sa fair value ng asset, and whichever is lower, that will be our sales. But take note, we are not yet done. Here, i-deduct natin, yung present value of residual value unguaranteed kapag yung residual value natin is unguaranteed. Okay? So, this is how we compute sales. Again, this is how we compute sales, Ibig sabihin, kapag RVG tayo or kapag mayroon tayong option, take note, mag-a-apply din to kapag meron tayong option, take note, okay, that sales will only be equal to the lower between the net investment or fair value. Pero kapag ang meron tayo is residual value and guaranteed, we have to deduct pa the present value of RVU in computing the sales. Okay? Next, how do we compute cost of goods sold? Lagay ulit natin dito, RVG and then RVU. Okay? Now, in computing the cost of sales, of course, we will start with the cost of the asset. Again, our starting point is the cost of the asset. We will add here the initial direct cost, Again, i-add natin dyan yung initial direct cost, syempre, paid by the lessor. Again, paid by the lessor. Then apparently, kapag RVU tayo, we will also deduct, the present value of RVU. So kapag RVU ang meron, i-deduct din natin, yung present value niya. So this is what we call the cost of goods sold. Okay? Apparently, yung cost of goods sold, under sales type list, anong napansin mo? It's the same dito sa computation ng net investment natin under the direct finance list. Okay? Now, needless to say, our gross profit will actually be equal to sales minus the cost of goods sold. Okay? And take note, etong sales, cost of goods sold, and gross profit na to, nag-a-apply lang yan kapag sales type list tayo. Kapag direct finance list, walang ganyan. Maliwanag? Now, before ko burahin lahat ng yan, I want to talk about initial direct cost muna. Okay? Kasi iba-iba yung treatment niya Okay? Now, initial direct cost under operating list, anong sinabi ko sa inyo? Okay? Anong naaalala mo in the previous video? Under operating list, initial direct cost will be expensed but not outright. It will be expensed over the lease term. Again ha, it will be expensed over the lease term. Okay? Kapag direct finance lease naman tayo, take note that initial direct cost is capitalized as part, again, capitalized as part of lease receivable. Okay? Inad natin siya dito sa net investment eh. At sabi natin, net investment is the initial measurement of our lease receivable. Okay? Then finally, initial direct cost under the sales type lease, okay, will actually be what? It will be expensed outright naman. Again, it will be expensed outright as part of our cost of goods sold. So as you can see, no, initial direct cost paid by the lessor, okay, is treated differently depende, okay, sa scenario. Kapag operating lease, expense over the lease term. Kapag direct finance lease, ina-add siya dito. So, capitalizes part of the lease receivable. Pero kapag sales type lease, since ina-add siya dito no, sa cost of goods sold, it's being expensed outright. Because cost of goods sold is an expense. Alright? So, these are everything that you need to know no, about finance lease on the point of view of the lessor.